y'all. This is my second video opening Star Wars customizable card game packages. My last video was opening the starter sets, and today I have 10 of the unlimited edition of the Premier. These are booster packs. So each one has 15 cards in it. I believe the breakdown is 4 unlimited, 1 rare, and the rest are common. These have been burning a hole in my pocket, so to speak. I've been really wanting to open them. Just had to find some quiet time to record a video for posterity, since these things are there's got to be a finite number of them out there. You wouldn't know it to see it on eBay, but there are a certain number, and they don't make them anymore. These are from 1995. I was in about the 6th grade back then, and as I've mentioned before, I only ever saw the Premier Edition. Somehow I just kind of fell off the wagon when it comes to this game before the New Hope Premier, or before the New Hope expansion came out. But got back into it recently, and in fact I had a late night gaming session with my brother playing the 2-player introductory set last Saturday night, and that was quite a time. Never played it according to the rules before, since they're a little bit hard to follow for a 6th grader, but you know, hopefully that's the first of many more sessions to come. If you haven't heard of the introductory 2-player set, it's a good one to start with. There are no starships, so it's just Tatooine and Death Star locations, and you travel between them using the docking bay on each. They have a kind of a nerfed edition of Luke and of Darth Vader. 3 of each in the set, actually, which ends up being handy when you lose one. But like these cards, those were white bordered cards. So I've seen enough of these videos to know that to avoid spoiling the surprise, you want to take the last 5 cards and put them in the back. Looks like they need to be flipped as well. There we go. Some of these videos, people are kind of complaining about what they get, but pretty much everything uncommon and rare I'm excited about. The story with me is I never ever got a main character, unless you count General Taji. So I have like 400 of the black bordered Premier cards, no main characters. Let's see if my luck holds on that today. So here we are with the commons, the pretty common commons. Heard that there's a deck that relies on vaporators or evaporators. I'm going to say evaporators because it sounds like evaporate. Must rely on a different card, because I don't see anything special except for protecting from Gravel Storm. I'll bet it relies on a New Hope card or even a Jabba's Palace card. Here we go, the only astromech in the Premier for the Imperials, works only for a capital ship. Gaffy stick. Great thing about that introductory 2-player game is that I want to say it has something like 5 or 6 Tusken Raiders in it, and those things can be powerful as a group. Luke's Landspeeder. I already got 2 of those in black border. Escape Pod, Power Droid, got that. I've lost R2, and the Devastator. That's my 3rd Devastator, although the first with a white border. Eventually I'm going to have to start paying attention to these, and maybe even setting some aside for trading. I will put my rares here in the corner. My uncommons next to it. end of this video, unless I forget, I'm going to show you my, speaking of a game that has battle damage, I'm going to show you the case I used to carry my cards around in. Back in 6th grade, I used to bring these to school every day, just to see if I could find some time with my friends who played it, just to briefly get them out, since the lunchtime was like 30 minutes back then. Couldn't really play the game. It was just enough time to look at the cards at the end of lunch. Okay. I think I've accurately counted out 5 cards. Putting them behind. Oop. Guess these are turned a few different ways. X-Wings. You know, it's kind of funny. My one friend who collected these as well back in '95, I once paid him, I think, $5 for a Y-Wing, for a plain Y-Wing. That sounds nuts, especially considering that was $1995. But, you know, I had already gotten a few packages and I had 0 ships for the Rebels, so it was worth it to me at the time. But not for long. I was kind of kicking myself soon after that. Droid detector. I've never played enough droids for that to be useful. Not yet. Out of my maybe 3 games total that I've ever played according to the rules. You know, I need to kind of mark down where the border is between the uncommons and the commons. I think it's about here. Stormtrooper backpack. A light-sided Dantooine. Leia's back. Okay. That could be useful if I ever obtain a card that would be useful for. Central Core. Dark Side Central Core. Can't recall which one I have of that. Laser projector. And Demotion. Interesting. I have not seen that one before. Use 2 forces to deploy on any Imperial except Darth Vader, Emperor Palpatine, or a Stormtrooper. I guess they're the lowest rank. The Stormtroopers. That Imperial is power -2 and cannot use its game text. You know, if I was playing with some of these, some of those cards that have a permanent weapon in the game text, this could actually be a pretty powerful card because it could disable the weapon as well as other game text. So let's see. Yeah. Next one. Nope, I already messed it up. I put all the cards in the uncommon deck. I think that was the last uncommon there. Come on, main characters. I know you're out there somewhere. And the people who save wrappers are going to be clutching their pearls the way I unwrap these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got towels. Field barrier. Just going through these pretty quickly since commons are commons. We've all seen them. Sense. I didn't have a light side sense before. That's fun for me. Cabe. I actually kind of remember reading one of those tales from the Cantina stories. I think Cabe and the Muftak, the Tals, had a story together, if I remember correctly. Colonel Wolf Yularen. Okay. Not a main, but that's another one that I didn't have yet. Yularen. I've actually been watching the Clone Wars some recently, and he's a main character in that. Well, maybe a side character. He's a recurring character. So, as far as officers, I have General Taji, Lieutenant Tanbris, and Captain, or his name is Commander Praji. This is not a very powerful card, but it'll go into the collection just fine. Mia Monith. I did not have her. I think I also remember a tale from the Cantina about her, and unless I'm confusing it with the Deveronian story. During your control phase, may cause opponent to reveal entire hand using X-Force, where X equals the number of cards in the opponent's hand. All unique male rebels or unique male aliens there are lost. Kind of a interesting. Ritually kill their mates. Okay, that explains it. Assault rifle. There we go. That's a rare. 3 force to deploy. May fire during the battle at the same site or an adjacent site. So it fires out of battle. And I think there's some errata revisions that have to do with firing out of battle. I think some cards may have been able to be translated that they could fire into battle from out of battle, or I'm going to have to look this up later. Still excited, even though it's not a character that's a main character rare. Take that, booster wrapper. There's no need to let me know that these are not as valuable as the limited cards. I definitely know that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Still gonna go to the commons. Got another R2X2. Tatooine. About as common as sand on Tatooine. TIE Fighter Talon Roll Restraining Bolt. Escape Pod. Okay. I didn't actually realize escape pods were uncommon. Sure have enough of those. Light Side Alderaan. Got several of those. Gravel Storm. Supercharge and Hands Heavy Blaster Pistol. Okay. A little expensive to deploy without hand, but you get to add to the destiny to consider whether the target is hit. That's cool. That's cool. I'll take it. And are we down to? I've just opened the 5th one of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Coincidentally, I think I have another 10 of these coming from the UK that I ordered. Don't know whether I will open or hold those, but let me make sure I'm actually in frame here. Okay, pretty standard common stuff. As you would expect. R4s for both sides. Dark side, yeah, I'm 4. I think I only had one of those before. Let's see what the less common cards are. Out of Nowhere, Mos Eisley, Dark Jedi Lightsaber. I did not have that. Cool. Lars Moisture. Oh no. It's the one that's all charred, and I think those are victims there. Did not have that before. Good to add that to the collection. Physical Choke is the rare. Cause one rebel trooper to be immediately lost. Or, under certain circumstances, target another. Did I do it again? I think I did it again. I think I put the uncommons in the common pile. Okay, now to the back half of these. I don't think I've seen any commons yet that I didn't have before. But that's alright. Oops. I did them wrong side up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I was so polished before. CZ3 blaster rifle, Jawa Camp, Speeder Y-Wing. I'll trade that for somebody for $5. Comlink. Problem here. View. Set 4 stun. Not so eagle-eyed viewers would have already seen a Crash Site Memorial. That's a pretty cool one. You can place certain lost cards there and trade for them. They remain out of your life, of course. Vehicles, droids, weapons, and devices can go there. Optionally even, it seems. Okay. Figrin Dian. That's my best idea on the pronunciation of that. I had a couple of those already. Got some interesting game text about making a wager. Evacuate. Bantha. Another assault rifle. Okay. It actually was kind of thin when it came to hand weapons. So these are not unwelcome. Old Ben, that's a good one. Revives a character. Okay, typical common stuff. I guess I've gotten most or all of the comments so far. Lightside Kessel. I did not have that one. I am delighted to get one I didn't have before. Return of the Jedi. Collar. Another Gravel Storm. General Taji whiteboardered. Alright. Nothing else should be good for trading. Someday. And I think Taji's stats are pretty comparable to Han and Leia, if I remember correctly. Just doesn't really have as much game text. Getting close to the end here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see if I can find where they flip over. Got these commons. Targeting computer, those are very useful. You can fire one weapon twice, I think, or 2 weapons by combining their destiny draws -1 each. Nice to have. In a range, it pours Lightside Kessels. Black 3. I think I already have a couple of those. Boosted TIE Cannon! I am delighted. I did not have that before. When I was originally playing this in the 6th grade, I didn't understand attrition and battle damage, because if there are weapons for ships, don't they have to have a weapon to fight each other, or even on the ground? Didn't get it at that stage, but man, I actually drew myself on an index card my own version of Boosted TIE Cannon, and apparently I threw those away at some point. But man, TIE Advanced X1. I am delighted. I have been wanting that. Good day. And my rare is the Kalor Slug. I admit I already had that one. Alas. decision to make if I don't get any mains out of this 9th or 10th pack. Will I end up opening my next 10 packs, or will I just start buying singles? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. First through the commons, Lars Moisture Farm. I don't know if I had that on light side either, to be honest. I suspect I did, but still. Tremor in the Force. Insert face down into opponent's reserve deck, shuffle. Opponent cuts deck without looking. When effect reaches top, it is immediately lost, but opponent may not activate any more force that turn. Alright, that's pretty specific. General Dodonna. I did not have him. That's great. Not the highest stats or anything, but he is a warrior. Increases rebel planners by 1, doubles if it's in sight. Each rebel present with Yano for sight is power plus 1. Cool. He does not have him. Blast door controls. Cancels into the garbage chute Flyboy. Cancels narrow escape. And some others. Caller and Vader's Eye. Vader's defending a battle alone at a site. Add 1 to power and add 1 battle destiny. Apologies if you can hear that delivery truck backing up out there. I'll have to see if I ever get a Vader. I mean, technically I have access to an introductory 2-player edition that has 3 nerfed Vaders. That counts in a way. This one did not give up without a fight, but I got it. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Going to the last set of commons. Another proton torpedo. Those are useful, although I'm already having trouble limiting myself to a 60 card deck. Alright, here are the last uncommons and rare. Tusken Breathmask. I did not have that one yet. Deploy it on a site. Oh, it's a Houdini effect. Any Tatooine site. We have just won a battle. One of your characters reaches it and gets a buff. Interesting. Mabroni leads. I already have him. Get characters transported. Suppose that would even work getting to Death Star sites. Trooper Charge and another Miumo news. And Beggar. I had a Beggar before, but that's interesting. Cool. Alright, sad day. Did not get any main characters or Millennium Falcon, but got several I did not have before. Thanks for joining me for this opening. I might have another one of these coming up soon.